Yo, I done 6 shows in a row, so my voice is hurting. Fans wanna hear what you're in person. Boy, oi. She want a man from Brum, but she settled with a boy from Burton. I still see feds on the block, still see the boy them lurking. He thinks I'm a...
Hi guys, and welcome back to another Facial Fuzz Friday on the Facial Fuzz. My name is Adam. It is 26 weeks now, 6 months tomorrow, of using Minoxidil on my face to grow a beard. I think so far you'll agree that it's worked. All the links to my journey videos are in the description, so if you do want to check those out, please do feel free. And without further ado, let's get into the update. So 6 months, it's a long time applying something to your face, and you know, it's quite a big commitment. So I mean, I'd say a lot of people out there that are thinking of doing it, just be wary that it's probably going to take longer than 6 months. I'm probably going to need another 6 months. You'll see most of it still vellus, and there's very few people I've ever really seen who've been able to quit after 6 months and keep everything. Most people are on this a year, if not a little bit more. So I'm going to stick to it. I have given myself a rough timeline of about a year now, and I'm just going to keep going until all the hairs are terminal, and I'm trying not to just put a time scale on it too much. That being said, there are some people that have done 6 months. So Tiger on the forum, he did, 6 months, and he kept pretty much everything on his cheeks. And he's also got a YouTube channel, so I'll link that below. It's not about beards, it is about golf. But if you guys like golf as well, and you like to look at his awesome beard, then do go feel free to check that out. Also, huge shout out to Sam from the forum as well, who did all of my thumbnails for me. Really appreciate it. So thanks to him. He's going to also be setting up a YouTube channel very soon, so I'll be sure to make sure I link you guys. His is going to be around beards and whatnot, so he's sure to link that for you. Also, massive thank you to Basic Ali for setting up this whole thing. I mean, without him really and seeing his progress, I probably wouldn't have ever really jumped on the Minoxidil. And I came across Pablo's videos a bit further into my journey that were really helpful as well. He's got English subtitles. I'm going to put a link to Basic and Pablo's channels in the description as well. Ken as well from my beard journey was also a big help, got me over to the Minox beard spot, so I'm going to put his channel in the description as well. So there's going to be a few YouTube channels in there that I'm going to suggest that you guys go and follow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the results. What I'll say is that now I'm using Dermaroller, Minoxidil and moisturiser only. One thing to say, I did say in my last video I was going to try and refrain from doing a dye. I failed. I dyed this week. I also had a little trim yesterday, so I just trimmed away from the neck and I trimmed the moustache down as well. So let's look at those results. Hey guys, so it is results time. I haven't trimmed now since week 20, where I took it down to a grade 4 all over, and I won't be trimming, in terms of trimming it all down, until probably around about Christmas now. So let's just go into looking at the right side. So as you can see at the moment, that a lot of it is still vellus. I mean, the majority of it is still vellus, and that's why I was saying that quitting after 6 months for a lot of people is not really advised. If I quit now, I'd lose all of this, and I'd lose what little density I already have on the cheeks. Probably not very thick, but we'll get there when they go terminal. But again, mostly vellus, and some transitional, and the cheek line's getting nice and higher here, starting to get up towards the stash, but again, that is still vellus, so it's going to take a while. In terms of the connectors, see, I get a lot of questions about the connectors. So I do have connectors, although they're not very strong, and most of the growth is from a bit higher up, so they're a bit thinner underneath, but they are there. But the stash kind of helps thicken them up, and again, thinner underneath, but the stash kind of helps complement them, and the connectors really start like here, so they're not bad, but they're not amazing. They look better with the stash, in my opinion. In the middle of my stash, speaking of my stash, those hairs are still vellus. They've not really grown a great deal. Up around the top of the stash, up here, still a lot of vellus, and here as well. And I mean, if you look underneath, you can still see some vellus that helps thicken out the stash, but they don't look like they're going to go terminal anytime soon, so I reckon at least probably another 6 months for most of this. My left side is a lot stronger, so there's a lot more hair in here that's kind of thicker and longer, but it's not terminal yet. Most of it's still vellus, and even in the cheeks here, a lot of it is still vellus. which is quite frustrating because, you know, 6 months you want everything to be terminal, but unfortunately that's just not the case, so I'm going to keep going. Under the lip, you know, I think I've seen pretty good gains for the most part. I mean, it's not like I've got a full underlip because I don't think that I'm probably ever going to really achieve that, but, you know, I've got some hairs around here that join up all across here. I've got my little thingy that does connect up very weakly, but with the length of that, it kind of hides that weaker area, so I'm not too fussed or butthurt about that. Underneath, and I'll just see if I can move the camera just to make this a bit easier, you know, a lot thicker than it was. And if you remember from my start of my journey, I had a big bald spot here that's all filled with hair now, but again, round here and some of the bits in the middle are still kind of transitional vellus. I do have some new terminals that I think have really helped thicken it up from when I went through my shedding phase, so I believe those have been recovered now, and it does feel a lot stronger under here and a lot more thick and coarse. So guys, that was really my my results for my 6 months. So guys, that's my 6 month update, week 26. I want to give a shout out to everyone that's helped me on the journey so far. Also remember, those links to those YouTube channels of the people that I recommend you go and watch, and if you like golf you go and watch as well, are going to be in the description. And also I'm going to put a link to our new forum on there, so please do feel free to sign up there. You can log in using your Facebook. Thanks very much for watching. If you could like, comment and subscribe, I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed so far. We're over 650 subscribers now, so really do appreciate that. And I will see you again next time. Cheers. Is what I do, because you'll see there's some areas that are thinner anyway, and the cheeks generally a lot easier because they are a bit thinner. So I kind of push the hairs up and try and get underneath when I apply.